Hello, brothers and sisters. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day today. My name is Joelle for those who are new, and in today's video, I want to talk about my recent health journey. This is the thing that is really has been going on in my life. This is like the big thing going on in my life right now because I have been struggling for a while with health problems, and probably for the past 6 years, to be honest with you, that I have been really struggling with my health. And I've been praying to God for for him to heal me, for him to help me. I know he is the great healer. When Jesus was here on the earth, he was healing every single person and just performing all kinds of miracles. And so I believe in my God for miracles. I believe in him for miracles, and I know that he could heal me if he wants, if he's willing. And so I've been trusting in God to help heal me and to bring me into greater health because I really have been struggling. I was a vegan for 10 years prior to being pregnant with my first child. And everything was fine. Everything was good. I didn't notice any really bad problems. But when I got pregnant, a woman's body goes through a lot. She already is going through so much when she gets pregnant, most of the nutrients going to the baby, which is fantastic, which is great. I would sacrifice my body for my child any day. But I would hope that after the child is born that my body would return back to its normal health. But that wasn't the case for me. After I had given birth, my hair started to fall out in chunks, and my skin was absolutely dehydrated all the time. No matter what I did, I looked just sick. I had no energy. And to be honest with you, for the past 6 years after I gave birth to my first child, I had been struggling with hair loss, with energy, with just being able to live my life. I found everyday tasks, everyday normal tasks, just excruciating to do because first it would take so much for me to get up and do it, and then it would take so much energy to do it. And I know that's not normal for somebody my age. It shouldn't be normal. When I gave birth, when I was pregnant with my second child, this accelerated even more. When I gave birth to my first child, let's go back to that for a second. When I gave birth to my first child, I knew that something was wrong. I was getting blood tests taken. My iron was extremely low, even though I was taking like 3 iron pills every other day, because that's what my midwife recommended I do. I was taking so much iron, and yet I was depleted of iron. And I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe I need some meat. Maybe I need to eat meat. Like, where else do you get iron? When you think of iron, you think meat. So I was like, wow, this is really hard for me because I was a vegan for 10 years. I hadn't touched meat, and the thought of it really disgusted me, but my health was on the line here. And so I made some chicken breast, and I almost threw up, but I ate it. And from then on, I just stopped being a vegan because I needed to regain some health. And it did regain a little bit, but really not much. And when I was pregnant with my second child, it was even worse. I was fainting. I had no energy. I couldn't move for the first 3 months that I was pregnant with her, my second child. I could not move. I couldn't do anything. I was like basically just couch ridden. I couldn't move. And my whole pregnancy was just pretty rough with her. Towards the end, it got a little bit better for some reason. I don't know. But then after she was here, again, struggle with the hair loss, with just having absolutely no energy, just feeling really, really bad. And it took me about 3 years, two to 3 years before I was like, you know what, I really need to just start focusing on my health and being able to even have any energy to like start running again. Because I used to be really big into health and fitness the whole time that I was vegan, like prior to my first pregnancy. I was into bodybuilding for 10 years. That was my life, basically. My life was being in the gym. I worked in a gym. I was just super into fitness. And so that's always been a passion and a love of mine, to work out and to move my body and to see what I can achieve to see how far I can push myself. And I'm like that with everything in my life, mind, body, and soul. I want to see how far I can push myself. So anyway, it took me so long before I could have any energy to even start running. But this past summer I did. I started running. I was running an hour basically almost every day. I was eating even healthier than I was eating before. Basically just meat, a carbohydrate of some sort, maybe like potatoes or some sprouted bread with some fruit and vegetables. I was eating very, very healthy, and yet my health started to decline very rapidly for some reason. It started to get cold here in Canada, so I decided that I would go back to the gym. And ever since then, I've been waking up 5 days a week to go to the gym, 5:30 in the morning, before everybody else is awake in my house, just trying to gain my health back, trying to gain fitness back, just wanting to feel good in my skin, feel good in my body, so I can give my best to my kids and my husband and do whatever it is God wants me to do in this life. I want to feel good enough to do it. I've been doing it anyway, but I thought maybe I can feel a little bit better as I'm doing these things. But my health was not getting much better at all. And 1 month ago, God is so good, see, because even through the worst things, like the best things can happen. And about a month ago, I thought I was going to die. I literally thought I was going to die. The symptoms just reached an all-time high for me, a peak. And it was right after dinner. We just had dinner as a family. And I come upstairs into this room that you see right here, and all of a sudden my mind goes up into the clouds. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of drugs. Sorry to say that, but I did. I used to do a lot of drugs when I was younger. I'm not proud of that, but I did. And it kind of felt like that. Like my head just was going up into the clouds, and I was like, was something in that food? Like that's my first thought, was something in that food? And I rushed downstairs and I asked my husband, was something going on? Was something in that food? Do you feel weird too? Do you feel something weird? And he was like, he was getting weirded out by my questions because I was just like acting strange. And my head was just like I can't even explain to you. It was just not here. It was up somewhere. And I started to feel like I was going to faint or pass out. And my heart was going so fast, and I started to get really, really thirsty. And I sat there and I drank water, cup of water after cup of water after cup of water, gallons of water. I couldn't stop. And I felt like I was going to die. I literally felt like something, like I was telling my husband, like, you might have to call the ambulance here. Like I really feel like something's wrong. And he laid beside me, and I couldn't get up and walk. I just felt like if I got up I was going to faint, and I just kept chugging water. And he just laid beside me, looking very concerned, until it all passed. It passed. It took about a couple hours before it passed, but luckily it did. And I don't know, it was just so weird. My husband was just staying right beside me, ready to do what he needed to do when I told him, or if he's seen that it was just like absolutely needs to happen, need to call the ambulance or something. And it was just really bad. And in that moment, right after that had passed and I started to feel a little bit better, I said, that's it. I have to make a change here. I have to make a change. And so I started doing some research and looking up, like, what's going on with me? Like, what can I do here? What is this? Why am I feeling like this? What is all this? And I came across some videos on YouTube. I know we shouldn't be self-diagnosing ourselves, but really I don't really trust doctors these days. I really don't. I'm sorry to say that, but I don't trust my health in the hands of doctors. I mean, if it was for like a surgery or something like that, yes. But to put me on like some kind of pills, I don't want to be on pills. I'm not doing that. I'm not living my life on pills. I'm not doing. I'm sorry I'm sorry for the people who do that, and it works for them. That's great. I don't want to do that. I know the side effects that come with that, And God, I don't believe God made us to our health does not depend on pills. I believe God made us to be able to thrive, to be able to live this life naturally, healthfully. And so I was trusting in God and saying, Lord, I need you to guide me into better health. I've been praying to him for years to help me, to help my health. And I stumbled upon these videos about the carnivore diet and just taking carbs out completely, because to be honest with you, most of my food was very carb heavy. It wasn't mostly protein and very low carb. It was very carb heavy. Even though it was technically what we call healthy carbs, I just intuitively felt that this was the way. I said, let me try it. I have nothing to lose. I've literally done everything else. I was vegan. That stripped me of my health. I just tried to eat a normal, healthy diet. Absolutely not working. Just basically stayed the same. Maybe a little bit better. Basically stayed the same. And, what I'm eating is not fueling my workouts or my life. I'm literally just wasting away here. And so, intuitively, I just felt that this was the right thing to do. I need to try this. At least I have nothing to lose. I can at least try it. And so for a month, I have been eating meat, fat, and no carbs. The only time that I will have carbs will be like maybe an apple once a week if I feel nauseous, because that happens when you start this kind of diet. Because your body has been relying on carbs for so long, there are certain bacteria and certain stuff in your body that's actually not really good. It's actually not good, but they survive with sugar. They survive with sugar, which is basically carbs. Or carbs, which is basically sugar, they survive on the sugar, and so they might send signals to your body to tell you to eat sugar so that they can survive. And so I noticed that has definitely been happening in my body, where sometimes I'll get nauseous, and if I eat an apple, it goes away. But then other days I'm not nauseous and I feel. But anyway, to put a long story short, well, this video is not short, but to speed it up, I have never felt better in my life. My whole life, I cannot think of a time where I've had better mental clarity, where I've had more energy. I wake up before my alarm now to go work out and then finish my workout with sprints. I've never been able to even I've never wanted to do that. I've always just done what I either had to do or could do, and it was very hard for me to even do that. It has been incredible. My skin, my hair is growing back. My skin feels hydrated. I don't feel so thirsty all the time anymore. I feel amazing. I feel like I could just do anything. I feel so good in my body. It's incredible what just cutting out carbs can do. I didn't realize that this is how that I'm probably just supposed to feel. I've been keeping up with my kids. I'm just like dancing in the living room with them, playing with them. I wasn't able to even really play with my kids. It was hard for me to get up and do anything extra. I have to clean my house, yes. I have to do school with the kids, yes. I have to do all of these things, but all of it was a struggle for me, a struggle. And now I'm like, what's next? Like, what's next? It's so good. And I wake up, I go to the gym, I come home, and I feel great for the rest of the day. I don't have any crash. It's not like I go through my day, I have some energy here, and then I crash here and no, I feel amazing all day long. My body feels amazing. It is so amazing to me how God works. He took something that was so bad that I really thought that I was about to die, and changed it for good. Something that I've been praying about for so long. Finally, I have the answers, and finally, it's an answered prayer. God is just so good. He's always there to take care of us. and he lets us go through what we have to go through for whatever reasons. I'm still trying to figure out why I went through what I went through for the past 6 years. I don't know what the reason is just yet and why God allowed me to go through it. Maybe it was just to have faith and to trust in him like I have been doing. Maybe he was just seeing if I trust in him. Maybe it was a test. I really don't know. But even at my worst moment when I thought I was going to die, I literally started to pray the rosary. That's what I did. I was sitting on the bed, drinking my water, drinking tons of, just chugging water nonstop, and praying the rosary to the best of my ability. It was very hard for me to pray. I was so confused. My mind wasn't really there, but I was trying. And I just, even in my worst state, I'm not going to curse God. I'm not going to say, why me? I'm not going to do that. That's not how I see God at all. I don't see God as the source of any of my issues or problems. I always see him as a source of love and the source of goodness. And I know that no matter, I'm going to get emotional about it because I love him so much, that no matter what goes on in my life, good or bad, I know it is for good at the end. I know that he has a plan. I know that I can trust him. He's never let me down in my life. Even if he lets me go through what I need to go through in this life, to learn what I need to learn, to strengthen me in whatever which way he wants to strengthen me. He knows that I need strength in. Glory to God. No matter what happens, glory to him. I love him so much. And he has really brought me into health. I know it's only been a month, but I just know that this is it. I know it because I can see it. It's everything has turned a 180. Everything. Every issue that I was having, I no longer have, and instead I'm going the other way and thriving. Amazing. Incredible. It's so good. God is so good. So I just wanted to share this story with you guys and update you about what is going on in my life and what it is that God is doing, because it's always the most interesting thing. Whatever God is doing is the most interesting thing to talk about, is what I love, and he's just so good. So I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye for now.